Welcome, everybody. Thanks for tuning in with us this evening on Team Fortress TV for some ESEA invite action here between Cisco Adler's Balls and Street Hoops Esports. I'm Gex. Alongside me, I do have Marxist and Dashner running the camera. But Marxist, how you doing tonight, man?
Pretty good. Watching the snow fall down, and gonna take a break from that and go into some TF2.
Yeah, we got a nice little matchup, and for the record, it snowed a little bit out here as well. Not enough to get my classes canceled tomorrow, unfortunately. But anyway, we do have some good old TF2 for you tonight. We have Process this evening. Always a fun map, probably one of my favorite maps to watch between these two guys. But we do have Street Hoops Esports and Cisco Adler's Balls this evening. Now, two teams that we've already watched on some casts this season here, Marxist, of course, and kind of getting right down into it right away. I mean, do you think Cisco Adler can put up a fight here against Street Hoops, or do you think that they're just going to be a little bit too strong for him this evening?
Well, I think actually this match will be a pretty strong reflection of where Cisco stands relative to Elevate, actually, because we saw a really close match between 20B and Elevate, but we haven't really seen too much of what goes on with Cisco yet. So, and this all becomes important in the context of who's going to get fourth. And, Cisco would definitely like to get into LAN. So
Right.
It'll be pretty big to see how this goes. If it's a bad match for Cisco, which I don't think it will be, then that's kind of a bad sign for things going forward for Cisco. But if it's a solid match, maybe, somewhere in the 5-3, or even if they win, then honestly, I hope they win, because that'll make things really interesting.
Yeah, there's been a lot of buzz about how this season is just going to be pretty nuts. And, we've seen some great matches already, some big upsets, of course, we watched last week in our matches on Snakewater. So it's going to be a pretty tight lace race for LAN coming up. Who's going to get that fourth spot? And, maybe somebody could even knock out one of the favorite teams. Who knows? So it's going to be a pretty good season overall, I think, and we're just at the beginning, so lots of good TF2 to come. But while we're waiting here, I think we're still waiting for one more guy from Street Hoops. Why don't we go ahead and do some roster rundowns here quick. I'm going to go ahead and do Cisco Adler here. Take a look at who we got over there. Of course, we have Zalox on Demo, Free State on Scout, Boink on Roamer, DBW Medic, Mangachu on Pocket, and Squid is going to have that other scout position there. So pretty solid roster there all around for Cisco Adler. And Marxist, why don't you go ahead and give me some Street Hoops action here?
All right, so we got twin brother number 1, Paragon, playing Scout. The Invite legend, Sizer. I can call him a legend now because he's been playing since, forever ago.
Of course.
And then you've got Ash, the stealth roamer, who, not too many people talk about Ash, but he deserves a little bit of credit. And then Big Grape, the pocket on the team. And Ninja Nick, Grape's former pocketing friend, who they played together at least 2-3 seasons ago, and for a long time at that. So then we have twin brother number 2 in Deadbolt, bringing in the Demo Man. So it should be a pretty good match. I'm excited, Gex.
Yeah, I'm very excited. Two solid rosters here on both sides. Of course, Street Hoops, one of the top teams in there right now in Invite, and Cisco Adler still kind of getting themselves in there. As we were saying, it's going to be a tight race for that last LAN spot, and everybody's kind of expecting Froyo, Street Hoops, and for the most part Elevate, but we did see them lose to last week as well to Madmen. So it's all around going to be a pretty sweet season, very tight going throughout the weeks. So we'll have to see how it all turns out, but we do have 12 players in the server here all ready to go. So hopefully we'll be getting the ready up soon here on both of these guys. Now, Marxist, who are your guys to watch on each side here for these teams?
Well, I might take this a little different way. So it's process. So if you're watching Cisco, I would definitely go for the soldiers because this it's process. Boink and Mangatu, both pretty established roamers for their part, and both can jump pretty well. Boink also is rather inventive at times, so that should be pretty cool to see how he deals with this map. But if you want for a third Cisco character, if you want to check them out, I'd like to watch Free State a little bit because he's kind of new to the whole invite thing. But I played against him in a pug or something a little while ago, and he was pretty impressive. So it'll be nice to see what a new face can do against at this point people who are definitively established invite players in say Sizer or Paragon.
Right, as well. And there's also, if you were going to look over Street Hoops, now, one of the guys, of course, soldiers all around are, big, big people to watch on this map, especially just because of course, we all know the crazy jumps that you can pull and be very inventive, as you were saying. But a guy that I want to watch on Street Hoops is Paragon, because, of course, being process, it leaves a lot of room for some sniper plays at the appropriate times, and we all know that Paragon can be a beast on sniper. So, in that aspect, I'd like to take a look at him as well. Is there any guys in particular over on Street Hoops you're looking at there, Marxist?
Well, I'd say in holding situations, I'm going to watch Grape because this map does some pretty interesting things to pockets. And they end up entering some strange alternate realities some of the time. So it'll be cool to see how Grape deals with that, especially, he's a smart guy. And we'll see, though. It's a big map, so I don't know how things are all going to pan out between the two teams. Because this process is kind of an odd duck.
Yeah, it's definitely different. One of my favorite maps to play and watch, though. A lot of room for interesting things to happen on process. So I think overall we're gonna have a great match here, guys. We're still just waiting for the ready ups on these guys. Not exactly sure what's less than a minute we're getting from Dashner, our all-seeing eye behind the camera. So he's saying less than a minute here, so we'll be getting into the action shortly, guys. But if you had a score to throw out there, Marxist, if you can throw one out there, what are you thinking for this one?
I'd like to see a 5-3 in that somewhere in that area with Street Hoops winning. I think that's going to be what happens, but Cisco could surprise me. I haven't got to see them a whole lot this time around, and they didn't play an invite last season, so
should be a good match, hopefully, all around here. But we are live, guys. We're on process. Street Hoops and Cisco Adler's balls going at it for this week 2 matchup. So the match is live. We're all ready to go here. We're gonna see these demo men come to mid, see if any of the soldiers are gonna nail these fast rollouts and try and get some quick action in on the demo. So starting off here, we'll take you into this mid, and Boink is all the way over, gets a good rocket into Deadbolt, but he does back off, able to take some heals there and eats an arrow, and then we'll continue to take some heals. So Boink already had gotten very aggressive, and Deadbolt has already taken damage a lot. Once again, Boink is on to him. A couple players down from Cisco Adler, only one down for Street Hoops. Paragon and Grape are both down, but 3 players for Cisco Adler down right now. They're trying to keep DBW alive, who is very hurt inside of sewer right now, but it looks like for the time being DBW will be safe. They have 3 guys up. It's actually 3 apiece, but Street Hoops does come out on that mid there and come out on top of that one.
Yeah, pretty typical mid for both teams. They both went kind of right-sided. Deadbolt took damage early, like you said, and then the teams kind of paused to see what they were going to do, and I guess probably while Cisco was sort of figuring out their next step, they got double bombed by Grape and Ash around the left side, and that pretty much devastated them and ended their mid. So we'll see now the Uber advantage is going to no one. We'll see what's going on, but I see an Ash sniper on the side.
Yeah, I was a little surprised by it. I would think Paragon would go, but Ash did get a headshot off into somebody, and they cleaned up on the damage onto Zalox. Deadbolt got a good sticky into him, so good headshot and good follow-up from Deadbolt there, and that'll open up the push for Street Hoops here to start to work their way, and Ninja Nick does take a rocket coming through choke, but Now DBW actually pops off that Uber, and Ninja Nick's gonna milk it for a while, and then has the counter pop to come through here, so Grape is going to go straight into them here. Does take down, actually, Ash got the headshot onto DBW, so very good work there. Sizer does go down, but it's a couple players down at the moment for Cisco Adler, and they need to just keep Ninja Nick alive right now. They are going to have a pretty big advantage. We're seeing them set up into lobby right now, and Ash wreaking havoc, taking down Free State as well with another headshot, and Mangachu is quite hurt and roll out, needs to be careful, but we're going to see Street Hoops just kind of back off here, play that advantage, which I like to see here. So they got about 50% advantage, no rush, and should be pretty good for them moving into this last.
Yeah, generally it's considered to be an unfortunate thing to have a sniper when you're at an advantage like this, but it's not really Ash's fault at this point. He got pretty aggressive there early on when it wouldn't have mattered, though. I like that from him. It's a little bit of a thinking man's play.
Yeah, he's been making the plays here on Sniper so far, and he wants a little more. He's in roll out, but it looks like the Uber's going to go ahead and come over into Shutter side. They send Sizer and Deadbolt forward, try and get that heavy, which they could not get. It was very close, but was able to keep themselves alive, so they didn't get any frags with this Uber so far. Mangachu was blasted up, and I believe Deadbolt hit the air pipe there as well, but a lot of players down from each side. It's only Paragon and Sizer left up for Street Hoops right now. One goes down. It's a 1-on-2. Paragon's still in right now, trying to take on Zalox and Squid, but Squid will get the pistol shots into him, and that will be a nice defense there for Street Hoops. And we were talking about this last year, Marxist, me and Fragile were talking about how sometimes, even though if you have a big Uber advantage on process, it can be pretty tough to take sometimes. It's very open last. It makes it a bit easier for defense.
Yeah, they didn't get into him very quickly, and they didn't have a roamer like you normally would. So, and Ash couldn't get really any big kills there for that. That's the problem why you don't want to have an off class when you have Uber advantage, because it knocks your initial push in when you really need to do your grievous damage. It just does. It's not there but there's crits actually coming in now.
Both teams have it. And they actually pop it off onto Deadbolt, who isn't able to really get much of anything. Did get DBW, so she will not be able to pop off her crits as well. But they finally, their Deadbolt picking up too with the stickies. A lot of players down for Cisco Adler right now. Zalox very hurt over on the right side, but it's keeping the sticks going. But the scouts from... Oh my goodness, the scouts from Cisco Adler were doing work there, but now it's just Zalox to try and defend this point against Deadbolt and Grape, and he's doing a very good job of it. Takes out Deadbolt, but Grape gets the shotgun last second. Very hurt. DBW's trying to get the Ubersaw off, but can't, and Grape will get another shotgun, win the round for Street Hoops, and that will be a 1-0 lead there. Good round, though.
Yeah, they were pinned back. It's hard to get out there, but they very nearly did it twice.
That was an exciting first round to watch there. So, we're going to go back into this mid here. 1-0 lead. Boink getting aggressive on the Deadbolt once again. Missed that second rocket into him, though. So, not necessarily able to get too much damage. No team really aggressing too heavily yet until Ash comes bombing across here. Gets a good rocket off on a Mangachu. And then Deadbolt will clean up on some damage onto Squid. And Paragon has gone down as well. And Boink is now going to fall to Grape. And they've already gotten themselves out of their Cisco Adler. They were able to keep Zalox, Mangachu, and DBW up, but they already have Ash flying through onto second. Wanted to get a pick on the DBW here, not going to be able to, but they're putting some heavy pressure onto the second right here. And once again, we see, Marxist, that Cisco Adler's just got to back off to last and take these Uber fights again.
Yeah, it was a really quick swing for them. Boink got aggressive pretty early, but then they ended up losing Squid in the bomb, and then I guess that to them that was enough that they just needed to back up. And then they kind of just sort of sat there and then left. So we'll see what happens. It's equal again. We have Paragon on Sniper now, sniping against Squid. So we'll see how the duel turns out here.
And if I had to put my money on somebody, I would personally go on Paragon, but we'll see what happens. I mean, they're kind of posting up in lobby right now. Paragon he's searching out somebody to get. I think he got a shot in the Mangachu there, and but he will back off. So, oh, Squid did get the better of him with the body shot there, so that will kind of open things up a little bit, but I don't know if it's really enough for them to necessarily push out a last with. They are getting a bit aggressive here. They got Free State coming all the way out onto Bats, gets a lot of damage on Ninja Nick, but Deadbolt landing a nice pipe into him, so now they're going to be a scout down each side, down a player. They have Zalox, who's aggressed into lobby a little bit, but for the most part, kind of resetting here, waiting for a better pick to enter in on is Street Hoops here.
Yeah, that was just your typical counter-suicide, so it's pretty easy to do on this map as well. They're actually testing Squid right now, running a lot of people around, and Paragon's actually going to kill Boink in the process. So they played the let's tease the sniper game, and so far it's turned out the Ubers are exchanged too.
A couple players down as well. Squid and Boink both down, and they have 8-second respawns yet, so they have a 2-player advantage. Street Hoops does, and they're continuing the aggression on the right side, but Grape goes down. Now Sizer trying to clean up on the damage, but he's getting a bit outclassed here. A lot of heavy classes in the area, and Deadbolt very hurt as well. Squid takes him down, but now we have Ash on the point, but bombing back in is Boink as he got that respawn, so now it's a 3-on-2. They have the scout on it. Boink was just a bit extended there, and that will be another round over to Street Hoops. It's 2-0.
Yeah, Boink was put in a pretty difficult situation between standing on the point and getting pelted by the sniper over and over, or trying to go kill him.
Yeah, tough decisions there, but here comes Boink, finally gets that frag on the Deadbolt. He's been going for it for every mid so far in this game, and now he finally gets him, so that'll be a big pick for Cisco Adler off the start of this mid, but Grape's going to come back in on a DBW, and the scouts just surround them completely, and they were able to get DBW, and Ninja Nick was kept alive, but Boink is all the way behind him. He wants Ninja Nick, gets a rocket onto him. I don't think he's going to get it. No, Sizer will clean up on that, and for the time being, they are going to have this midpoint here. Cisco Adler is, and Mangachu's kind of hanging out over an IT, but they're going to come back in here. Street Hoops is, and I think Cisco Adler is going to, they're going to have to back off here. They don't have the heals or their demo man, so backing off, and Street Hoops going to pick this midpoint back up.
Yeah, it was good patience there from Street Hoops, because you want to go forward because of your medic advantage, but you don't want to also lose your medic. They're actually swinging around to IT, though. I don't know. Sometimes these IT pushes really don't work out, so we'll see what happens.
And they're taking it down low. They pop it off on a Grape, and they want to get Zalox here, but he got blasted forward. Grape did. Deadbolt has actually gone down in this fight, too, but so far, Street Hoops it's kind of an even fight here. They're having a bit of a fight now over to Sewer. The fight has shifted completely from IT over into Sewer. Mangachu's going to go down here as well to Grape, and now that will be only one player up at Zalox, and I think he might get blown out of the water here as well. He's trying to get out alive, very hurt. He's gonna have a scout chasing him, and it's Paragon able to take him out, and this should be another round win here for Street Hoops if they play it correctly. They have a big Uber advantage. The spawns have come in, but they're gonna have a big Uber advantage. But DBW up on crits on defense. Do you like that? Do you like that, Marxist?
I've done the same thing many a time. So like the thinking here is you're never going to get Uber no matter what happens. So, but you will get crits at some point, either during or immediately after the fighting, as long as you don't wipe. And so it's like, it's something you could have.
Alright, well, now they do pop that Uber off and send it on in, and Grape's gonna be up top trying to get onto DBW. Was able to take her out, and now it's a 4-on-3 fight here. Oh my, Boink getting rocked. There goes for the air shot on the Grape. Not gonna happen, though, and that'll be another round over to Street Hoops here. Pretty quick half for them. Pretty steady half for them there. It's going to be 3-0.
Yeah, the mids from Cisco look... They're like a little bit behind what Street Hoops is doing, which it could be a fact that Street Hoops has been together a lot longer. So they're just more established about what the sort of generalized plan is. And two, that last push through IT... That was just Cisco's combo got caught, but the rest of their team did exactly what you're supposed to do if you get bum rushed through IT, which is sort of just swing round to mid and sewer. And that worked, but DBW was just, the medic class just a little bit too slow. And she ended up getting killed there, and that pretty much ended it for Cisco.
Now, if you had to say one thing for Cisco to get going here, moving forward in this, if they have any chance of coming through, and me personally, I think Street Hoops is just going to be a bit too strong in this case. But I mean, if you had to say one thing for Cisco to get going, what would it be? For me, I would have to say the mids. I mean, they haven't really won the mids. They got the cap initially the one time, but it's either they're getting blown out on the mid or DBW dying or something. But if you had to say something, and we are live, by the way, but what's your input here for Cisco to get something going?
Yeah, it's definitely the mids, and it's mainly just a function of Grape and Ash playing together really well. Boink is doing the fast rollout every single time, and that backs up the demo, but then not too much else really happens for Cisco. They're going really strong up top this time, though, and I like that. That is a good response to what has been happening. We'll see if it works out.
They're going to have to be careful. They have Sizer go all the way behind him. He went through IT, and he's just about to come out from behind and choke here. DBW, I'm not sure if nobody called this or what, but here it is. Sizer is on DBW, gets the damage out, and able to take her out. So that is Free State and Zalox now. It's all that is up for Cisco out right now. And Ninjanik, once again, is able to keep himself alive. And now has Uber, so we're going to see a mid-win here from Street Hoops. And, pretty much no matter what happens here, it seems like Ninjanik is staying alive on these mids, which has also been a pretty big key here, wouldn't you say, Marxist?
Yeah, I mean, it's big if you get the other mid. DBW's pretty good about staying alive. It's just, that time there was a flank that nobody really saw, and then that's the end of you playing the medicals, man, for the time being.
Yeah, and I don't know if somebody called it. I mean, I saw it pretty clearly. I mean, he seemed to run into IT when there was a lot of people around. So I don't know if they just said screw it or what, but here we see Street Hoops. They are working their way into second. Nash was able to get Boink over in the flank, over in IT, so now it's just going to be an easy take here. And we see DBW up on crits once again here. And Squid is up on Sniper, so they're going to have crits. Actually, the Uber was popped in, excuse me. I was sleeping there. They popped it all the way into last, and they get a lot of frags here. DBW and Free State among them. Squid as well. There's only 3 players up. Zalox going down. It's just Boink. Boink does delay for a second, but nobody else alive to help the cause there. So it's going to be yet another round of Street Hoops here. Marxist, we're at a 4-0 lead.
Yeah, a little bit unexpected considering who's on Cisco, but, sometimes you just have a bad night. And that time there, I'm going to chalk up to a little bit of luck, because DBW very nearly had crits, and one crit rocket would have pretty much killed the entirety of Tony B.
Just a bit unfortunate for them there, but they're going to have to win this mid. That's going to be key for them here. Mangachu's already in on the Paragon, but Deadbolt is able to clean up some damage on to Boink, and now it's a couple players down from Street Hoops, and we see 20B sitting over by their... now they're actually getting back up into choke as Mangachu is kind of pressuring into the demo and medic, but now we see Mangachu goes in for another bomb yet, but he gets taken out. So now it's just Free State who's going to just plus forward through choke a bit and try to get some damage out, but Squid now is going to get onto the demo. He's able to get Deadbolt, but Paragon will clean up. Paragon getting Free State as well. He's going to go for Ash. Can he get him? They're both very, very hurt at this point, and he gets the pistol into him. A good 3K from Paragon there, and it's just Zalox and DBW who just got her spawn in for Cisco Adler here. I mean, for the time being, we have Zalox on the point here, but we're going to see Ash bomb over top here in just a second. Try to go for him. He's having a little 1v1 battle here, but it's Mangachu to the rescue, everybody. He comes in and saves his demo, so now it's just kind of a second mid-fight here, Marxist.
Yeah, except Nick has Uber at this mid-fight, so they're probably going to have to yoink out.
Yeah, it's not too much of a chance there, as they're just going to keep on flying through here. They just got Paragon sitting back on the cap. Sizer gets in onto Zalox, and 20B is just going to keep rolling on through here. They didn't really back up too much, and they have Ash in rollout right now, who is going to take down DBW. Nobody was watching it, and now Free State's trying to clean up on the damage, and is able to get Ash back for that kill onto DBW, but I think Ash's pick was just a tad more important in that case. So now it's just gonna be, oh, Mangachu getting blasted up into the sky there over. Tried to get Ninja Nick, but a very good shot from one of the soldiers. I believe it was Grape there. Or it may have even been Deadbolt with a pipe, but Mangachu absolutely denied. Second cap coming in here for Street Hoops, and we're going to see once again Cisco Adler on the defense, kind of holding on last year, and they're down 2 players to boot.
Yeah, they tried to kind of go really hard there to stop that second because you're down 4-0, so you kind of need to do some freaky things, but that's pretty much, well, we'll watch the air shots go down, but this may be it.
Oh, it's going to be very tight here. Zaylox trying to, he's got to get the pipes out. The Uber has been popped. Ninja Nick will go ahead and get that out there. Boink very hurt over on the left side, and he's going to have to go ahead and hit Reese up here, and may see still actually Street Hoops down a couple of players. They were getting Squid, though, inside of lobby as he extended forward, but there we go. Free State got onto Ninja Nick, but may not do too much for him there. They were able to get Ash, who was coming into the point, and they actually do hold this off here. Grape and Deadbolt, the only ones up for Street Hoops at the moment, so they just kind of have to sit inside a lobby for the time being, and now we have them coming back out here. 1 to second, Cisco Adler is, but 20B keeping a bit of pressure onto the point here, and Sizer's going to have a fight with Squid inside of lobby. It looks like Squid will get the better of that, though, and now you see, I think Cisco Adler is just going to have to kind of going back, though. DBW is up on crits here, Marxist.
Yeah, they're probably going to take this point without too much incident, and then the crits play will come in at mid. Crits is a little bit harder now because of some rule changes they made to Demo Man, and also it's mid. Mid's a little bit tougher because you never really know exactly where everyone's going to be standing. Like, you can see here, 20B is like completely out of sight. Even a max charge sticky, you're going to have difficulties hitting things, but they do it. There goes Deadbolt.
They're trying to get something onto Ninja Nick here. Does pop off the Uber, though, right as he gets it, and able to keep himself alive and his teammates as well. So not too much done for the crits there. They only got Deadbolt in the process, which is a significant pick, but weren't able to get Ninja Nick, which is the unfortunate thing for Cisco Adler here. But Grape is going to come around the corner, got blasted up by Boink, but will be able to finish him off with the shotgun. So now it's only 3 players up for Cisco Adler. They need to get out of here before it gets too much worse for them, and Free State kind of trying to delay here for DBW, and will actually get away with his life as well, surprising, but was able to keep himself alive. So now we have 20B on the point. Mangachu's just going to bomb straight in here, going for those freaky plays, as you were saying, but Deadbolt will finish him off with a pipe. So now it's they're still keeping the pressure on here. The scouts from Cisco Adler doing some good work for them at the moment. There's only 3 players up. Ash goes down, and Paragon, who just got his spawn, he's going to meet up with them in choke. So now it's Paragon, Ninja Nick, and Deadbolt alive, and a good pushback there from Cisco Adler. Marxist able to get this second point back here, and they have a full crits creep. Gonna have to surprise them.
Yeah, you're in a pretty tight situation here where you've got to sort out what to do, but it's actually going to come down Uber versus crits. But if DBW doesn't die, then they would have had advantage. But she is taken out of the game by Grape.
And they're going to get, I mean, except for Zaylox here, wiped out on this middle point. So now it's going to be the cat back for 20B. And Zaylox, who was able to keep himself alive all the way on back there. Boink's going to be sitting on second, but they're not going to have too much to say here to defend second. And that will just be around 35% advantage here for Street Hoops. And we could be seeing the end of this match coming here very shortly, folks. And Cisco Adler's going to have a big defense here if they want to keep themselves in this one.
Yeah, I will give them a lot of credit for that last segment, though. Those last several exchanges were a perfect example of how aggressive play can keep you in a game. But I think we're going to see the Uber now.
Looks like they're coming in shutter side here. They go ahead, pop it off onto Sizer and Grape once again, sending them up top. They're really trying to rotate around here, Cisco Adlers. They're able to keep DBW alive, kited it very well, and now they just need to try and get this Uber up, but it's going to be tough to keep DBW alive right now, and they're getting a lot of time on it. They need to focus the point, Cisco Adler does, and they are now getting a lot of frags out onto 20B. It's 3 down for them, and only Mangachu was lost in the process, and now it's just Paragon and Ninja Nick that are up for 20B, so a good defense there, played up top. Rotated around to the other side when the Uber came in over its shutter, which is something that 20B's been doing a lot, and now they're going to have a pretty big advantage here. Marx is coming back into this mid.
Yeah, it's hard to get into them that way because they get to pick which way they want to rotate, and If you go in extreme right or extreme left, it can be a challenge, but the Uber is actually going to come into mid.
When Ash is up on Spy, too, which is something to know. He's sitting in IT right now, so we're just going to see what kind of a play he can make. He's all the way back, and Cisco Adler does get that cap there onto mid, but I'm keeping an eye on Ash here. He's back in choke right now. Oh, he's going to have a good opportunity onto DBW. Gets the stab onto him. He will go down, I'm sure, here in just a minute. Actually kept himself alive nonetheless, and now a full Uber advantage uncontested for Ninja Nick to come in, though. Oh, he actually drops the Uber. Grape. Excuse me, who got him? That was actually Zalox. Got the sticky into him. I believe that was a drop there, wasn't it, Marxist?
Yeah, I was watching Ash Ambassador pistol.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It could have been. In any case, it's not really a huge deal. That kind of a drop there isn't a huge. It's not a big game changer. You're still in the lead as far as everything's concerned, and you're gonna be the one with the off class and disadvantage. So it's not a huge ordeal.
Yeah, nobody hurt. So here we go. They have Cisco Adler. Mangachu, oh, lands a great shot on a Paragon, and he will fall to his death. What a shot there from Mangachu. Great rocket into him, but Sizer's going to come out of the lobby there, and he's able to get Zalox. Wants to go for more here, and they completely wipe out here. This is going to be an easy take for 20B. On to last year. They're going to go ahead and win this match against Cisco Adler's balls in easy fashion for them. A 5-0 straight-on win there, and just 20B a bit too strong for them here this evening, Marxist.
Yeah, Cisco went with a lot of aggressive play, and that was fine. A lot of that's sort of the unique thing to Invite. You would never, ever, never see an open team or a lot of IM teams attempting the same sort of maneuvers, at least in such an organized way. And it turned out pretty well. It's a pretty good show in what you can do on this map as long as you're organized and committed to attacking.
And the organization of 20B, very apparent, a very solid team around there, able to take out Cisco Adler's balls there in good, easy fashion for them. 5-0 win, and I think as the season goes on here, we'll see Cisco Adler kind of get themselves together here as I have faith for them a bit. So just about done here, Marxist. Any closing comments for us?
No, not really. I would say kudos to Free State for surviving that one time. I talked him up at the start, and he successfully dodged the shots of 4 people, so that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, that was. It was good stuff from him. I like seeing him in this little invite scene here. But anyway, that's going to do it for us on this stream, guys. But in case you didn't know, there is a second cast going on over on TFTV2, so you can go ahead and head on over there and catch that one. You have Get a Whale and Yuki over on that stream, so check that out, guys. But that'll do it for us here on the main TFTV channel. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll be back again this week at some point to bring you some more awesome TF2 coverage here. So thanks for watching, guys, and have a good night.